Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. This is Data to Dashboard Makeover Monday edition for week 13, 2024. My name's Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Thank you so much for joining this week. I really appreciate you tuning in now or in the future, whenever you're tuning in. So we are looking at some. Let's see. Let me pull up. There we go. So we're looking at the life of raw materials in Amsterdam between use, reuse, and waste. So it's kind of showing this kind of flow here. So you can check out the article here, which is pretty lengthy and pretty dense. But essentially, we have a lot of different, here's imported materials, raw materials, recycled materials, imported waste, and then it goes into any one of these places, and then it gets exported here, right? So this is very much a flow diagram, and what's interesting is that you can kind of see it come back, right? The recycled raw materials becomes an input here, right? Because it's recyclable, right? So which is pretty interesting. And obviously, I think the first natural progression, the natural thought of what chart type would be best for this is definitely going to be a Sankey diagram, which is pretty cool. So let's have some fun building a Sankey in Tableau. Lots of different ways to build them. I'm going to use La Data Viz, which is great because it's free and it's easy, and it's exportable to Tableau, so we can export it. We don't have to keep an image. We can just kind of go from there. So what I think that we'll do here is so obviously we want to create a Sankey. So this is ladataviz.com. So this is the ladataviz.com/tools/adviz, which stands for Advanced Visualizations, by Tristan. His tools are incredible. Here are all of the different advanced visualizations that you can build with this tool. And the wonderful thing is each one of these is exportable to a Tableau workbook so that you have the full Tableau functionality relating to actions and filters and highlights and all of those different kind of parameters and all those different kind of things. You can incorporate any one of these charts back into your dashboard, which I think is pretty awesome. So anyway, we're going to create the Sankey diagram, and what you can see here, this is just a very simple input here, and very simple just sample file here. But we need to create a file with which to ingest this to be able to get to all of those. So what we're going to do is we need to create the structure that we need here. So let's go to Tableau. Let's open up the data source that we just downloaded, which is the Amsterdam Material Flow of 2019. There's a few things we need to do first. One, you see that we have a total tons here, and then we have all of these different mixed, and then we have all these different fuel types, right? So let's get rid of the total, because if we have all of the parts that make up the whole, we don't need the whole because we can just add it. We can just add it up together, right? Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to pivot all of these into columns. So let's highlight all of these columns, drop down, and pivot. We'll rename this fuel type, and we'll call this tons. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go to sheet 1, And if we think about this Sankey diagram, we need basically we're going to have three levels, right? So we're going to have the inputs, we're going to have the middle, and then we're going to have the outputs, right? So if we look at this, right, essentially what we can think about is imported waste. So this is the so I think what we'll do here is if we look at the data source again, re-import, export, processed, energy consumption, raw material, short cycle, stocks, waste. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is, source, input, re-export. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm thinking about here is essentially we will go from fuel type to source to destination, right? That's essentially the way that we're going to do it. Now, in order to build this Sankey within LaDataViz, his tool, we need to essentially create two files, union them together, and then put that in there. So the first one is going to be from step 1 to step 2 with our values. That's going to be one file. And then the second file is going to be step 2 to step 3 and our values. So we have step 1 to step 2. And we're going to take tons and put them on text. Now I'm going to go to Analyze in the menu bar here. Select View Data. And then I'm going to export this sheet, which is all of it, right? And let's go put it in our downloads, and we'll call this, this is fuel type source tons. I don't like slashes in my file names, so we'll do fuel to source to tons. That's sheet number 1, or that's source number 1. And then the next one is going to be source to destination by tons. So we'll do the same thing. View, analysis, view data, download, and then this will be source, destination, tons. Just like that. Right? So now we've got those two things together. Now we need to combine those two files together. So here in Tableau Prep, we'll connect to data. They are text files. I'll select both. I'll bring them in. Tableau Prep has been not very performant for me, so I'm going to, let's start over. Nope, and nope. Sometimes Tableau Prep just needs to start all over. So that's what we'll do. And if it doesn't work, I've got another way that we can do this. But that's essentially what we're going to be doing. So if we look at this file, right? Source, target, value, and then it will recognize that B1 is in a source, so that's how it actually connects. That's how it actually creates the as a CSV. That's how it actually goes through and creates these things. So if we were to, yeah, Tableau Prep is still downloading, or still opening, I should say. So let's look at this Sankey generator, right? So if we look at this sample file here, we have A1 to B1, and then we have B1 to C1, right? So if we look here, so there's B1, right? Here's A1, here's A1 to B1, there's B1, and then here's B1 to C1, and then C1 right here, right? So that's how it actually, so that's why we need to take two, that's why we needed to create two files, and then we're just going to union them together once Tableau Prep opens here. Here we go. So now we'll connect to data, text file, and we'll do this. There we go. There we go. Now Tableau is happier. Source destination. Oh, not that. Sankey generator. We don't need that one. Remove. And we'll remove this. And we'll have to go get the other text file, because I downloaded, there we go, fuel source tons. Okay. So now what we need to do is I'm going to do a clean step for each of these. And what I'm going to do, this is step 1. So this is the source, because again, we need to make it look exactly like this, right? So source, target, value. Oh, yeah. So we'll call this target. Call this source. Does it need to be lowercase? Yeah, let's make it lowercase, just to be precise. Source target. Source target. And now we'll take this and I will union this we'll union this together. Remove table names, and now we have two things here. And we have our tons, right? So let's output this as a CSV file. We'll just put it right back in our downloads. That's where I'll put mine. You put yours wherever you want. We'll call this Sankey output. I'll just call it Sankey, Makeover Monday Sankey. Okay. Now I'll put those together. And run that output. Now I can go back to AdViz, select file, and select that. Error, circular link. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, I need to call this value. Is that what it was? Yeah, value. Reset. Let's try again. Circular link. Okay. Well, all right, let's try doing this. Because I mean, I've got, so let's do open on my Mac. fuel to source. Okay. And I'll just call this source, and I'll call this target. We'll keep that as tons. And now I'll open the other one. Bring that over here. Okay. And let's save this on my Mac. Downloads. I'll call this Sankey. Overwrite. To file save as a CSV, yeah, as Sankey. Save, replace. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Nice. Okay. So that was weird. I wonder why that didn't work within the prep. But it's okay. It's all good. Now, let's, so we've got our Sankey. All right, so this is fossil fuel. This is fossil fuel imports, fossil fuel processed, fossil re-export, fossil raw material, right? So now what we can do is we can start to kind of play with this, right? So how big do we want our sections here? How much padding do we want? Whoa, maybe not that much. And then how big do we want this Sankey to be? We don't need it to be that big. 940 by, that looks good. And then we have waste. So how much is waste? How much is size? How much is that? There we go. Do it like that. Alignment. What does that do? Doesn't look like it does anything. Sort. Descending by tons. That looks pretty good. And then what I'm thinking is, I think what we'll do, I'm trying to think what my dashboard size is going to be, right? That's essentially what we're trying to do. So think Tableau dashboard size plus room for all of my other stuff, right? So how big do we want this Sankey to be on our final dashboard? That's interesting. But yeah, that makes more sense, right? So let's play with that. Let's play with, let's make it wider. How about 800 by 600? That looks pretty good. Don't you think? I think that looks all right. Okay, so now that we have it here, we're ready to just we're ready to be done, right? So now what you can do is you can download this to Tableau Desktop. And as you can see, it just creates a workbook almost instantly. And then you can open it in Tableau. And as you can see, it's opening up here. Boom. And then we go to the field and we've got everything we need, which is pretty incredible, right? So what do we need now? Let's look at this. So we have fossil. So let's look at how our tooltips are set up here. Source, target, value, source ID, target ID, source ID. So if I take source ID and put it on color, and then I do this and I do source ID on color here. There we go. And let's see, what else? Not source ID there. Target ID. Nope. Nope. Alright, so if we put source ID on, because it's a, so that's interesting, it's a polygon. So it's a polygon, so I can't put anything on marks. I can't do any mark labels. Can I annotate? Yeah, I can. Source ID. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, but I think what I want is this. And then, like, let's see, edit this. I get a bunch of different things here, right? I get a bunch of different options, so we can start to kind of play with this and make it how we want, right? And then I can have value. And then I can format this, right? I can format this to be no shading and no line. And now it just looks like a mark label. And then I could do that for each one of these. And I wonder, so okay, so that, okay. So one of the drawbacks of this is that you can't follow this line all the way through, right? So what I could do, like, can I put, all right, because if I put, because the source ID changes, that's why, right? So this is fossil, right? So it changes, and that makes sense, right? Like you wouldn't expect, but what would be nice is if I could follow fossil all the way through, right? If I could click on fossil and have it show all of it. It shows to the middle layer, but it doesn't show where it goes after that, right? So that's okay. But anyway, we can, so let's get rid of that. And what do we want to do here? We want to get rid of that. make the colors of this like something like this. And trying to think if there's a better way to do this, because the I don't want color for all of these, right? I want to just have color for this one, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So let's take color off. And then, yeah, let's do that. What do we want to do here? So let's think about this. Let's do... So then what we could do here is we'll do, I think we do need to go annotate the point, or the, yeah, annotate point. So annotate mark. And it's going to be target. Nope, source ID. And value tons. I just kind of eyeball it for the middle. Format, no shading, no line. No. And make the, I need to edit this and make the font white. And then what I can do is I can copy that. There we go. And now let's do a, so now let's just do the rest of them. Annotate, mark. And you can kind of see where we're headed with this, right? Like we just rinse and repeat. No shading, none of that. But we actually did 12. There we go. Annotate mark. No shading, no line. Annotate mark. No shading, no line. Oh, yeah, and then we have annotate mark. And I'm actually going to change this back to a gray or black color. And I'm going to put it right there. There we go. Move that in. And then we'll do no and no. All right. And then on the dashboard, so there we go. This is why it kind of, you got to make sure you are doing, you know, make sure you get your sizing, try and get your sizing right, because the sheet is going to look a lot different than what's on the actual dashboard. And that makes sense, right? So and then I'll do 9. Bring that in here. I'll just call it other. There we go. I do think I want some color. I just got to figure out how I want the color to look, right? Or what I want to color. I think that's kind of where I'm at now. What if I I want to I want to edit this data source. And I want to add in my source table again. So let's do this. And then let's do, nope, not that one. Let's do a text file. And this will be my pivoted data source. Well, we'll just do that. I know that this one is. So source there. This one where source ID equals fuel. And then we'll go to the sheet. And I'll put fuel type on color. I lost all my I lost my annotations. What if we put it here? Yep, I think that will do it. Let's do that again. And let's keep that on sort fuel type on this one too. There we go. And then on the dashboard, on this dashboard, let's increase the size. Oh no. Can we add padding? Okay. And then let's do a vertical container. Let's put that in here. Let's do a text box. And we'll call this like raw material life cycle in Amsterdam. And then we'll have to line that, make this darker. And we'll say book 12. The flow diagram below shows the life cycle of fuel sources in Amsterdam. Let's see. Shows the flow of consumed fuel sources in Amsterdam in 2020. And what we can do here, so this is export. So let's do, can't do labels. Can we do on the values, can we do a percent of total? But I want it to be based off of the nope. Let's see. Edit table calculation. On what? What I'd like to be able to get to is a percent of total for all of these, right? Like you can May not be able to do that. It's okay. Nope. Just get rid of it, not rename it. Okay. And then why don't we also do like a I guess what we could do is we could do like I guess let's do this tooltip. Let's change value to tons. What if we replace references with tons? Is that gonna completely break everything? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's all right. Tons consumed. Tons of material. Don't like those default colors. Let's go find a nice 5 color palette. Oh yeah. I don't know. What do we think? And then what we could do is, because this number is going to be the same, what we could do is we could do fuel type, tons. This is going to be the same value, right? So what we could do, edit, reverse. It's not really going to look right. Because I won't have the padding there. It's all right. Let's do oh. What would happen we did a I think I will put an action on I will put a highlight action. Oh yeah, it's already there, but I want to do it on hover. There we go. That looks better. And then, that's right, good vibes. Just trying to think here about how I can continue to refine this. Let's go up. Just trying to think here. We could do like a let's get rid of this. Let's get that there, and let's do filter here. I'll do fossil biomass. And let's do that, and then let's do fuel type. Let's bump this up to like 14. Bold. Hide. Entire view. Get rid of lines. And let's do total tons. Okay, and then let's create a calculated field that says actually we'll do sum of tons divided by total sum of tons. This will be a percent of total. Add that here, which will be 100% right now, but we're going to change things up a little bit. Percentage, 0%, like that. Let's remove this. Let's hide all but. So instead of filtering, let's show the header. And hide. And now we still get our, right? So we're going to show header. So now we still get the correct percentage. Let's format this guy, format number, 1 decimal place, tons. Yeah, so 11, we'll make this. And then we'll do this guy, this whole guy as 9 italicized. There we go, something like that. And then now what we can do is, let's remove the tooltip. Duplicate, and now we just show the header, and now let's do fossil, duplicate, show hidden data, show header. Now let's do minerals. And now let's duplicate. Show header, do metals, I could have done this with a fixed level of detail calculation and done filtering as opposed to hiding, but you get to see different ways of doing things, and that's always a plus, right? And then we'll do unknown. Show hidden data, show header, hide, show header. There we go. So now what we'll do, we'll go to the dashboard, not that one, delete, go to this one, and we will float hide format, format paint transparent. There we go. And then we can do something like this. Let's go here. Let's do this, and let's do like 50% opacity. And then let's do this. And let's do that. so let's do copy, paste. Can I paste multiple? No. Okay. Just resizing everything to make it look right. And now what we can do is bring all of these out. So fossil is this guy. And actually I want it to be the same size. So that is 142 by 85. Well, it doesn't have to be that big. It just needs to be. There we go. 85. Yeah. All right, we'll call it that. All right, so we want all of our, so let's hide the title, get rid of the legend, and then we'll do 88 by 85, but then we'll bring it down, kind of try and put it in the, or actually, we'll make it as tall as, so that way it's actually centered, right? For the ones that can be. And then we'll do minerals, hide the title, hide the legend, '85 to '88. There we go. It's coming together. Hide. Let's start at 88 by 80. Whoa! 88 by 85. Bring it up until, there we go. And then the last one is unknown, and we'll just put it right here. Make it 85, 88, 85. What? Oh, what? No. Oh, because it's that. Okay, that makes sense. So let's, there we go. And then we'll bring it up to there. And then I would just have to I would just have to I think that's good. It kind of shows you, and then what I could do is I could float some text boxes up here, so this will be, yeah, there we go. So this will be like 12 bold, black. This will be fuel source. This will be, we know that this is going to be it final, this will be destination. like this. This will be like, what do they call it? Source, destination. Yeah, okay. So we'll call this fuel type and then source. So it doesn't. And 12 bold, black, source. And I want them, so we'll do 86. There you go. I think we'll call that good. So now what we'll do, so there's a Sankey diagram, shows the flow of fuel types to sources to destinations, split out by fuel type. So, and then you can kind of, like, once you get here, right, it's a different thing, right? So 88% of all the material was exported, or 88 tons were exported, right? Finally, were ultimately exported. So there you go. And then you can see that out of that, it basically came from either processed raw materials or re-exported, right? So, cool. So there you go. There's a Sankey diagram. That's how you use Law Data Viz's Sankey diagram, Sankey generator. So it's pretty fun. So let's get this extracted, and we'll get this published out. Server, publish. Yep, on Tableau Public. Well, you don't need to see me do that, but there you go. So, Sankey diagram shows flow. Law Data Viz, thank you so much for your amazing tools. They really help out a lot. Simple, easy, and then it's all formatting after that. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. My name is Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Like the sign says, we are data people. Go forth and viz.